In today's video, I am going to talk about and explain you the most asked question from me during my sessions. How much am I supposed to eat? Okay, so Kanak, the plan PDF I'm going to send you on your email in a while. Okay? And all you need to remember is that you need to divide your plate properly. Okay? So around 30% of your plate should come from carbohydrates. So your rice, your chapati and all of those things. And then the 40% will come from the protein. So your chicken or your dal or your eggs, whatever, will be 40% of your plate. And the rest 30% is going to be fiber, which is going to come from the fruits or the vegetables. Okay?
Okay. Yep. So basically, how much should I eat?
See, that's actually the beauty of it. All you need to worry about is the composition of the food, eating the right kind of foods, and just listen to your body. Your body will tell you how much you should eat. Okay?
Okay, so you're saying if I'm eating like one bowl of rice every day, so like while following your instructions, I should go on like half a bowl because I'm on a diet, right?
That's what the thing is. You do not have to cut down on food in order to lose weight. Okay? Just focus on the composition of the food, eat the right foods, and listen to your body for the quantity of the food. Okay?
Okay, so how much should I eat?
If you are already a subscriber, then thank you so much for coming back and joining me in this series where we are trying to learn about the body signals and trying to understand our body better. And if you are a new person, then please, I would highly recommend that you watch this video over here, because last week we have begun a series in which we are trying to understand our body. And I will also request you to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification so that you can get to know every week when I post the video, so that you can also strengthen your mind-body connection with us during this series. In today's video, I am going to talk about and explain you the most asked question from me during my sessions. How much am I supposed to eat? Now, this question is highly specific and individualistic. Everybody's requirements are different. And no nutritionist in the world can tell you exactly how much you need to eat. Why do I say that? Because our body has a system set up in itself which can tell you whether you need to eat more or you need to stop. And that system comprises of two hormones or chemicals released in our body at different situations. And these hormones are leptin and ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hormone which is released by our stomach, which tells our brain that we need to start eating because the stomach is empty, we need food, we need energy. So ghrelin is the hormone which tells your brain, I'm hungry, let's eat something. And leptin is the hormone which is released by our fat cells, which tell the brain that fat cells are also full and we do not need more energy now. So this is the hormone which tells you, I've had enough. Now I can stop. I'm full. Now, since you have understood these two, let's just discuss how we actually mess this up. Let's begin from the very beginning. You are in your school, your study pressure is increasing, and you are sitting a lot during the day. You keep sitting. Maybe you forget to eat or you stress eat. And during that time, you gain a lot of weight. Isn't it like a very similar story which has happened with every one of us? If not that, then comes another situation where you have completed your college, you have moved to another city and you're working there, or because of the financial independence, you're eating a lot outside. And that's when you start gaining weight. Or the third situation where you gain weight because of any XYZ reason. The common thing in all of these things will be that as a solution, you would be told and you will also think that you need to start eating lesser, right? And in that process, you sit to eat, you are eating, you want a little more of food, but then that worry that I need to lose weight. That's what makes you eat lesser than what you actually need. And that's when you disrupt that mind-body connection that you have had since ages. So your ghrelin is still active, but you want to stop eating food because you want to lose weight. And that's when you stop eating without even enough leptin. And that's where the disbalance happens. There is a similar, yet a little more intense situation that happens with many people. They want to lose weight, and then they ask some person without asking their qualifications for a diet plan. And then begins the cycle of low calorie diets, liquid diets, detoxes. And in fact, researchers have shown that the people who have been in a low calorie diet for a very long time, their leptin and ghrelin not only get disturbed but also be disturbed even after they have left the diet for many years. And what happens because of that disbalance? Your leptin levels reduce because you have been functioning on a low level of leptin for a very long time, right? Because in the pursuit of losing weight, you were eating less and you were stopping to eat without even being full. So your leptin levels drop and your ghrelin levels rise. And because of that increased ghrelin, you feel less satisfied with the amount of food that you eat. And that is the reason why you crave for sweet, you crave for fried food, you crave for midnight munchies and all of those things. And if you want to learn more about cravings, then I would request you to watch this video. I have discussed in detail about what you can do for cravings if you have them. Another thing which happens as a resultant of the calorie restriction diets is that the cortisol level get disrupted, which we are also going to talk about in this series itself, but in another episode. But just to give you a gist, cortisol is a stress hormone and that makes you feel a little more anxious, and that's where people actually find comfort in food. So the bottom line, if your leptin and ghrelin levels are disrupted because of any reason, then you will not exactly know when and how much you should eat and when you should stop eating. Now, if you relate with this issue, then please leave me a comment in the comment box so that I can get to know how many people are actually affected by this one thing. Now, let's talk about the solutions and the things that you can do to restore your leptin and ghrelin balance so that your hunger signals can be better. The first thing that you can do is to start sleeping properly. Now, what is the connection between sleep and our hunger signals? When we sleep, at that time, our body repairs a lot of damage done during the day, which is not only on the physical level in the terms of injuries and muscle damage, but also the hormonal balances are restored. So your leptin and ghrelin levels and all the other hormones are also going to be balanced if you sleep properly. Not only that, when you sleep properly, your focus and your attention, awareness, everything is better the next day. So when you're eating, you will be able to assess how much exactly you require at one go. If you want to know about sleep much in detail, then you can watch this video. But just to give you a gist, 4 to 5 hours after the sunset is the right time to go and sleep. Second, eat without any distractions. When was the last time you had a meal without your phone in your hand? Yes, this is one reason why our brain and our stomach are not being connected enough to tell you when exactly you are hungry, and our fat cells and our brain are not connected to tell you when you're full. Why? Because your brain is diverted into multiple directions if you eat with the phone in your hand or with the television on. So if you specifically have issues with the kind of food that you're eating at one go, then start eating properly without any distractions. And remember that chewing every bite 32 times, that was a pretty good advice, because the more you chew, the more you're going to engage your brain into that eating process, and that's when you will be able to communicate with your body better about its needs and when you need to start and when you need to stop. Third, although needless to say, but stop going on calorie restriction diets. The more you cut down on calories purposely, the more you're denying your body of the signals that it is giving you. And that's when your body tries to accustom itself into whatever you are trying to do. So if you try to shush your body every time it asks for food, then it will stop asking for food also. The researchers which have proven that calorie restriction diets can actually disrupt your leptin and ghrelin levels are linked in the description box. So I would highly recommend that you go and read them. Otherwise, I'm already giving you a gist of it. Fourth, it might be the case that you do not feel very hungry at one go, or you overeat every time. But a more important thing is that your meal composition should be right. So every meal should have at least some carbohydrates, fats, fibers, and proteins. And when you have such a proper wholesome meal without any distractions, and when you are not sleep deprived, that's when your body will try to make those connections back, and then you will be able to understand those signals better. Fifth, neither you need to be greedy nor you need to be ignorant about the food. Now, what do I mean by that? When we are eating, And when we are done with the food, when you know that you're already full and still you go for that one piece of chocolate or one little more of something, that's when we also disrupt our leptin and ghrelin. And if that regularly happens with you, probably you need to look at your plate more closely and readjust your carb, protein and fiber content. Try increasing your fiber and protein a bit, and that would help. And next, do not even be ignorant about the food. Now, this is a very, very common thing which all the workaholic people go through. It's time for a meal, but just a few minutes more in the work. It's time for a meal, but then still there is something pending which can easily be done later. But they would want to do that at the time of the meal, compromising the meal. And that's when also they disrupt the mind-body connection, because your body is telling you to do something, but you are not doing it. And that's when our body also stops to listen to us. And it's not a make-believe thing that I'm saying. It is actually the process of adaptation to whatever the surroundings are, and that's what our body is most efficient in doing. And a bonus tip: do not compare your appetite with someone else. Everybody's requirements are different and everybody's body functions differently. So you never need to compare your appetite with your husband, with your friend, with anyone in the world. Just embrace what your body needs, and that's when you can actually be a fit foodie.
Manisha, guess what?
What?
My waist size actually decreased, yeah. Like my jeans and all have gotten loose. Or I'm not even eating less or anything. I'm eating more than I do, but like you said, I'm just listening to my body.
Nice. See, that's what happens when you listen to your body. I would also like to thank Kanak for partnering with us in this video so that I can explain you the concept better. And I would also request you to go to her channel and see her work, because she is freakingly funny.
Hi Fit Foodies, this is Kanak. You can follow me on my channel called Being Kanak for funny sketches like these and for music covers. Check me out on here or here somewhere.
And on that note, Manisha Mehta signing off. I'll see you next week with another body signal video. Until then, remember, I love you unconditionally. Bye.